Hey, Ethel Joe here, and today is my 5-star review for Even the Score by Beth Ehemann. And this is Andy's story. Now, we met Andy back in the Cranberry Inn series. He is Brody's agent, and him and Brody have been best friends forever, and they kind of just, Andy's kind of always been there for his sports guys, but also his best friends. And so we saw him in Cranberry Inn series, and then we saw him again in Viper's story. And I just always had the soft spot for Andy because through this he got divorced, and then he ended up being a single dad. And he was a single dad in a really busy environment, working really hard to do the best he can do by his 2 kids. And finally Brody says one day, you need to get yourself another agent in this. And so he puts out the feelers, people start interviewing, he can't stand half of them. And finally this person comes in, Danicka Douglas, and she's just this beautiful woman that is both athletic, but she also knows a lot about sports, and she doesn't care. She just has this beautiful personality inside and out. And it was kind of hit it off with their working vibes. But as time goes by, she ends up having this stalker, and so the stalker kind of pushes this relationship because Andy didn't know if he wanted a relationship with her. And then as they were working together, they saw a lot that they had a lot in common. The only thing that was different is that he had 2 kids. And as he had to go and help her out, she ends up having to stay with him while she has this stalker, and it kind of pushes them together, and they kind of have this relationship, and his kids bond with her, and that's huge, especially for little kids to bond with another woman. That's huge, especially the little girl bonding with Dani, kind of just instantly have a connection with her, and then the little guy kind of just slowly gets into it, and that's really important. And I think that's what kind of made me like Andy and Dani's story, is because those 2 really worked at it. And it wasn't always about the relationship, it was also about the kids. And Dani didn't know she wants the kids, but as she was with them, she kind of fell in love with the kids and kind of thought they were more hers than his ex-wife's, and that it just struck me. But then through this whole thing, they're doing the sports, and they're busy. To be a sports agent's really crazy, and it's kind of fun to live that life, and you're constantly on the go. And these 2 worked it together and then built their empire. And I think that's why I like Beth's stories, is she writes true to the story. Yes, there's money and there's fame because we're talking about sports, but there's also family and growing up around the sports industry and seeing it and being involved with it shortly with family. I see that Beth has it, and I really appreciate it, and she's fabulous. And Andy and Dani deserve 5 stars, and I love them. I really just fell in love with Andy, and he's just probably one of my favorite alpha males for the year. And Dani's she's right there too, because she's kind of new. She didn't know she was going to be a mom, and be kind of just step in that mom role because she was single, and meets a guy with kids, and that's kind of tough, especially when the guy is the one that has the kids. So again, like it. I love Beth. I love her stories. You guys should buy this book. Again, 5 stars, top book of the year. Thanks guys. See you later. Subscribe.